Welcome to the Frontier Podcast, where we take the internet's best tech articles and transform them into audio so that you can enjoy them on the go. We post new episodes every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. Be sure to subscribe to our channels on YouTube and iTunes, or visit us at tfpodcast.io. If you would like to help support our show, we'd really appreciate it. Visit our Patreon and donate. All of those links will be listed below. Today's episode is brought to you by Presence Media. They are a Colorado-based SEO and web design firm. Presence Media creates beautifully modern websites that effectively attract new customers for their clients. Visit them at presencemediadenver.com. That link will be listed below. Today's article was written by Calum McClelland. Calum is the managing editor of IoT for All. That's IoT-for-all.com. With a degree in philosophy from Brown University, Calum is deeply interested in the moral ramifications of new technologies. He believes in leveraging the Internet of Things and related tech to build a better world for everyone. Today's episode is titled, How Does Wi-Fi Work? 8 Things You Didn't Know About Wi-Fi. If you'd like to read the original article, including the embedded images, you can find it on iotforall.com. That's iot-for-all.com. We'll have that link listed below. How does Wi-Fi work? 8 things you didn't know about Wi-Fi. How does Wi-Fi work? Where did it start? What does it stand for? Wi-Fi is important to our everyday lives, so here are 8 things you didn't know. Good old Wi-Fi. From helping us to keep our phone bill low, except March, to allowing our laptops, tablets, etc. to connect to the internet. Wi-Fi has been a ubiquitous companion that we all have come to know and love. Wi-Fi is also useful for some IoT or Internet of Things applications, such as building and home automation or in-house energy management. For many other IoT applications, Wi-Fi is absolutely useless. Given the importance of Wi-Fi to our everyday lives and to certain IoT applications, here are 8 interesting things about Wi-Fi that you didn't know. 1. Wi-Fi started in Hawaii. Or at least, the early precursor to Wi-Fi did. AlohaNet was a pioneering computer networking system developed at the University of Hawaii that provided the first public demonstration of a wireless packet data network. That was in 1971. It wasn't until 20 years later that NCR Corporation and AT&T Corporation invented WaveLAN, considered the true precursor to Wi-Fi. Then, in 1997, the first version of the IEEE 802.11 wireless protocol was released. But wait, you say, what's the IEEE 802.11 wireless protocol? 2. Wi-Fi equals IEEE 802.11. When any 2 machines communicate to each other, they need certain standards and protocols defined to enable them to communicate. IEEE 802.11 refers to a set of standards that define communication for wireless local area networks, with IEEE standing for Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. As you've probably already thought to yourself, IEEE 802.11 is 1. Super boring, and 2. A complete mouthful. So, in 1999, a brand consulting firm called Interbrand was hired to help market the technology to consumers, giving us Wi-Fi. Interbrand also created the Wi-Fi logo, which represents yin and yang to signal interoperability of all Wi-Fi certified products. So what does Wi-Fi stand for anyways? 3. Wi-Fi does not stand for wireless fidelity. Contrary to popular belief, Wi-Fi does not stand for wireless fidelity. This misconception comes from an early advertising slogan that was used, quote, the standard for wireless fidelity, end quote. Wi-Fi doesn't actually stand for anything. According to the Wi-Fi Alliance, formed in 1999 as a trade association to hold the Wi-Fi trademark, the term is officially Wi-Fi with a dash in the middle. The Wi-Fi Alliance doesn't approve Wi-Fi without a dash, but I prefer it, so I'm going to keep using it throughout this article. I know, I'm quite the bad boy. Your move, Wi-Fi Alliance. Okay, so now you know all the background of Wi-Fi, but how does Wi-Fi work? 4. Wi-Fi uses radio waves. As you may remember from science class way back in the day, radio waves are a form of electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic radiation includes everything from gamma rays to visible light to radio waves. Your laptop, tablet, etc. uses a wireless adapter to translate data into a radio signal and transmit that signal using an antenna. Those radio waves emanate outwards from the antenna and are received by your wireless router. That wireless router then converts the radio waves back into data and then sends that data to the internet using a physical connection. To get data from the internet to your laptop, tablet, etc., just reverse the process. At a high level, this is how all wireless communication works. However, Wi-Fi has a few notable differences from other wireless technologies. For example, 5. Wi-Fi transmits at frequencies of 2.4 GHz or 5 GHz. These frequencies are much higher than the frequencies used for cellular transmission. Higher frequency means that signals can carry more data. However, all forms of wireless communication represent a trade-off between power consumption, range, and bandwidth. So in exchange for high data rates, Wi-Fi consumes a lot of power and doesn't have a lot of range. Huh, you think to yourself, I thought I heard that. 6. Wi-Fi can transmit up to 260 miles. It's true. The Swedish Space Agency transferred data 260 miles to an overhead stratospheric balloon using Wi-Fi. But this was with non-standard Wi-Fi equipment and 6-watt amplifiers. And of course, no physical barriers in the way to stop the signal. For your average Wi-Fi router, ranges are much, much shorter and depend on a number of factors. Range can depend on the antenna, reflection and refraction, and radio power output. A range of about 100 feet is common. So why can't you get your signal when you're standing in the next room? It might be a physical barrier. Radio waves pass through most kinds of materials, but can be blocked or absorbed by materials that conduct electricity. Water conducts electricity, meaning that our bodies can actually interfere with Wi-Fi. But don't be alarmed, radio waves don't cause cellular damage. It also might be interference. Since Wi-Fi uses radio waves, and there are many, many sources of radio waves, including space, these waves can collide with each other and interfere with the signal. In fact, your Wi-Fi operates in the 2.4 GHz frequency band, which means that it can interfere with your Wi-Fi depending on which type of Wi-Fi you have, 2.4 or 5 GHz. And yes, 7. There are many kinds of Wi-Fi. Earlier, you found out what 802.11 means, but there have actually been several new versions since the original in 1997. 802.11a, 802.11b, 802.11g, 802.11n, and 802.11ac. Each of these standards comes with various pros and cons related to data speed, signal interference from outside sources, and cost. Cost is a factor because different hardware is needed for different standards, though newer versions are made to be backwards compatible with older versions. However, regardless of the type of Wi-Fi, 8. Wi-Fi isn't great for most IoT applications. There are countless IoT applications out there, and many of them involve small sensors or devices that need to operate on battery power for months or even years. These sensors and devices don't need to send a ton of data, maybe just a few bytes here or there. They also need to send that data over miles, not mere feet. As mentioned above, Wi-Fi can send high amounts of data at the cost of high energy consumption and low range. If you have thousands of sensors in a field, Wi-Fi is not a great option. Wi-Fi can be good for IoT applications that don't have to worry about power drain. For example, devices that are plugged into an outlet that need to send off a lot of data, for example, video, and that don't need high range. A good example would be a home security system. However, for most other IoT applications, there are better connectivity options such as Bluetooth, low-power wide area networks, LPWANs, or cellular IoT. That being said, there are 2 Wi-Fi standards that have been developed or are being developed specifically for IoT. Wi-Fi Halo 802.11AH and HEW 802.11AX. Wi-Fi Halo was ratified in 2016 and aimed at addressing range and power concerns for IoT applications. HEW, High Efficiency Wireless, is an upcoming standard that builds on Halo to add additional IoT-friendly features. Thanks for listening. You can find more episodes just like this at tfpodcast.io. We post new episodes every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. That link will be listed below. Be sure to subscribe to our channels on YouTube and iTunes, or visit us at tfpodcast.io. If you would like to help support our show, we'd really appreciate it. Visit our Patreon and donate. Again, thanks to Calum McClelland. You can find more of his writing on iot-for-all.com. That's iotforall.com. That link will also be listed below. And thank you to our sponsor of today's episode, Presence Media. You can visit them at presencemediadenver.com. That link will also be listed below. Thanks for listening.